Poverty is a well-known word across the world that exists, but what does it actually mean? Poverty exists where the basic needs of humanity, such as shelter, food, and clothing, are not being met. Poverty may occur due to a country's lack of resources, population increase, or unfair distribution of wealth. Poverty has become a huge tragic problem globally for many years, but can poverty ever be removed? In this world, there is plenty of food for everyone. The problem is that hungry people are trapped in severe poverty that lacks the money to buy enough food to nourish themselves. Around 13.5 million children under the age of 5 die yearly from poverty-related illness such as malnutrition, diarrhea, and pneumonia. The World Health Organization estimates 1/3 or 180 million children across the world are lacking essential protein, vitamins, and carbohydrates that conclude in poor health and diseases. This map shows that more than 20% of the world's people live on $1.25 a day or less. People who live in Zambia, Angola, Niger, Nigeria, and below Mexico suffer from 50% or more of extreme poverty. The United Nations World Summit encouraged industrialized nations to reduce the debt burdens of developing countries and ensure sufficient foreign aid. The charities Oxfam, World Vision, and Christian Aid send money and resources to help the poorest people to help themselves through education and health programs. There is a large amount of diverse organizations in which support poverty. There are 100 organizations, however, the large communities are food pantries, Children's Hunger Alliance, Oxfam America, World Bank Organization, and Action Aid. This map here below shows the population living below national poverty line. The number of undernourished people decreased nearly by 30% in Asia and the Pacific, from 739 million to 653 million. Latin America and the Caribbean also made progress, falling from 65 million hungry people to 49 million, while the prevalence of undernourishment dipped from 14.6% to 8.3%. However, the number of hunger grew in Africa, starting from 179 million to 239 million people starving for food. There are 4 different types of poverty. One being absolute poverty, which involves the chronic lack of basic needs of humanity. Relative poverty, where families can't afford the basic components of living, however, do not have the capability to afford goods and services. Situational poverty, where people or families are poor because of some adversities like earthquakes, floods, or a serious illness. Lastly, generation or chronic poverty, which is more complicated. This is when a poverty is handed over to individuals and families from generations before. As you can see, here is a table of the percentage of children who suffer of relative poverty across the world. It is labelled by each country and its percentage. Poverty is a problem that the world has to unfortunately face forever. Charities will make the future look better, but poverty itself will never be eradicated. No matter how much the world tries, poverty will always exist.
Created using Powtoon.